Shabbat Shalom. We're coming to the special month of Elul, a month that is the account of the previous year and really an account of our life and a preparation for the coming year. This Shabbat is Shabbos Mevarchim, the Shabbos that blesses the month, and the first 2 days, Sunday and Monday of the coming week, is actually Rosh Chodesh Elul, the head of the month of Elul. So we have the full month of Elul to prepare for Rosh Hashanah. As a matter of fact, I heard of a person who had a very difficult year, and he says what he regrets most is not utilizing the month of Elul last year to the best, in the best possible way. So what is the month of Elul all about? In the Torah, we don't have names to the months. We have the first month is Nisan, the seventh month is Tishrei, and so on. The fourth month is Tammuz, the fifth month is Av. They're mentioned, the months are mentioned by their number from Nisan. When the Jews left Babylonia, they took names with them to the months. And even though these were Babylonian names, their names are very significant to actually express the meaning of the month. So the first month of Nisan is about Nes, for miracle. And the fourth month, say, is Menachemov, comforting the Father, comforting Hashem for the destruction of the temple. And the month of Elul has an acronym, a very famous acronym. I am to my beloved is to me. This comes from the book of Shir Hashir, which Rabbi Akiva says, if all the books of the prophets and the writings are holy, Shir Hashirim is the holy of holies. And in this, so to appreciate what is expected of us in the month of Elul, what the service of the month of Elul is all about, it would be worthwhile to go back into Shir Hashirim and see the storyline that this is a reference to. So the story goes that there's a maiden, and she goes out into after the rains, and as the spring comes, the sun is shining, the aroma of spring is in the air, the scent of spring is in the air. And she goes out into the fields and she meets this shepherd with a beautiful, handsome young man. And they get to talking and there's chemistry and there's a connection. And he says to her, I'm going to come to get you. And as she leaves him, with a spring in her step, she says, Doidi li vani loi. My beloved is going to get me, and then I will be his. I'll be to him. She goes home, and she waits, and she waits, and she waits. And he doesn't come. Sun sets, and he doesn't come. The night falls, and he doesn't come. And then she goes out, and she goes and finds other girls, and she finds other shepherds, say, have you seen him? And they laugh at her and say, he's obviously changed his mind. He's not coming. Forget about it. Despondent and depressed, she comes home. And she gets ready for bed. She takes off her dress that she's beautified herself with. She takes off her shoes and she lies in bed. And as she's lying in bed, about to fall asleep, she hears a knock on the door. And then she says, who's there? And he says, Kol Deidi. It's the voice, it's the sound of your beloved. Your beloved is here. Please open up for me. Pischili, open for me. And he uses all forms of terms of endearment to her to open the door for him. But she has lost it. The passion, the feeling she had is gone because of her disappointment. And she doesn't open the door. And she says, I've taken off my dress. I can't put it on again now. I'm ready for bed. I don't want to get my feet dirty. At which point, her beloved puts her hand through the hole of the door, trying to open the lock from the inside. And she gets up, gets dressed, and opens the door. And he's not there. And she says, Ani ledoidi v'doidi li. I'm not going to rest. I'm now going to go to find my beloved, and then he will be mine. You see, the relationship, this is an analogy for us, our relationship with Hashem. When Hashem took us out of Egypt, my beloved came to us, swooped us off our feet, took us out of the land of Egypt and enslavement, and made us his people and gave us his Torah. It was all top down. It was all started by the beloved, Daidili. But then there comes a time when our beloved is hidden from us. We don't see him and we're disappointed in him. We've had so many promises. We've had so much expectations that are unfulfilled. And it's easy for us to just stay in bed and say, he's not coming. I don't trust him anymore. But the month of Elul is a time where we say, where the Jewish people say, Ani l'daiti v'daitili. I'm going to start the search. I will take a step forward, and then thereby my beloved will be mine. And so this month, when we take an account of the past year, we say, okay, this is how I am going to get ready for my beloved. This is how I'm going to search out for my beloved. This is how I'm going to connect to Hashem. This is what I'm going to do to better myself, to reflect on what I was and what I could and should be, and thereby be a better Jew in my relationship with Hashem. But it's not totally only from our side. Hashem says, as the famous analogy of the Alter Rebbe about the month of Elul, he says, you know what? If all you do is take a step forward, I will be there for you, because the king is in the field. And the message of the king in the field is that, of course, the pomp and the circumstance of the king in the city and in his palace is overwhelming. That's Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. But on the month of Elul, the king says, I'm going to dress up in plain clothes. I'll be out in the field. So you won't be impressed automatically, but all you need to do is look up and want to connect, and you will see I am going to be there for you. So now in the month of Elul, as we start the month of Elul, if we take a step forward, if we make positive resolve and resolutions to be a little bit of a better Jew, to pray a little more, even as we're at home doing it ourselves, to learn. Oh, there's so many learning opportunities. There are books, there are audios, and there's shiurim. We're giving so many shiurim this as we prepare for Rosh Hashanah. We learn, we give more tzedakah, we help other people in all different kinds of ways. This is how we take our step forward. And then if all we do is that, and we say, Ani l'daidi, we will see the king is there for us, ready to embrace us, ready to lift us, so that our relationship is powerful and strong and united as it can and should be. Wishing you a good Shabbos and a significant, elevated month of Elul as we lead into hopefully what should be and could be and will be a beautiful, good new year for us, our families, and for Klal Yisrael and the entire world. Shabbat Shalom.